Aaron at speaking26.com. Today's live stream is about speaking questions 3 and 4. Okay, speaking questions 3 and 4, 2 also, but this video is going to focus more on questions 3 and 4. Those are which kind of questions? Are those the independent questions, or are those the integrated questions? Questions 2, 3, and 4 are the integrated questions. Some of you listening to this know what I'm talking about. You know why I called it the integrated questions, and some of you don't know. And that's why some of you aren't going to pass. For those of you who do know what I'm talking about, the scoring rubrics describes those as integrated questions. We are supposed to be integrating, merging, connecting the information. We are not supposed to be just giving a summary in chronological order. When 99% of test takers start with me, that's all they are doing, unfortunately. They're only giving a summary in the order that the lecture was given to them. They think, maybe it's because they saw the low scoring advice in other people's videos, the test takers think that they're supposed to repeat back everything as accurately as they heard it. Not if you want an advanced score like 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking. You should be doing more than that. The questions do not say repeat back everything you heard in chronological order, but that is how you guys are answering. This is not the listening. That would be a listening section question. That would be being a parrot, the bird that repeats back things that humans say. You're better than that. You're saying you're advanced. You're saying you deserve an advanced score. There's nothing advanced about repeating what you heard, only repeating what you heard. Instead, the question tells you to explain. So I will always be amazed, continue to be amazed by how many smart test takers tell me, Aaron, I don't read question number 4. I know it's going to ask me about 2 things. Oh, maybe you should read the question instead of assuming that they're all the same. Maybe you should use the unique words and instructions from the unique question to answer it in a customized way. For an advanced score like 26, we are here to, as the scoring rubrics say, develop the topic. The scoring rubrics don't say copy the topic. The scoring rubrics don't say copy and paste the topic. The scoring rubrics don't say summarize the topic. The scoring rubrics say develop the topic. Take the topic we've given you and develop it. And then underneath topic development, where you get the lengthier, more thorough description of what you're being scored on, it says progression of ideas. Progress the ideas. Hey, you test taker listening to this, do you progress the ideas? Do you develop? Do you build on the ideas? Or do you just summarize as accurately as you can? TOEFL IBT speaking questions 3 and 4. The reason why I used to, a long time ago, many years ago, the reason why I would sometimes not do what the question tells me to do, explain, develop the topic, progress the ideas. The reason why I used to not do that is because when the timer is ticking away in such a fast way, when I'm being recorded, I don't want there to be 1 second of silence, 2 seconds of silence. It makes me feel like I'm not giving a good answer the more seconds of silence there is. So I remember many years ago, in order to avoid having 1 or 2 seconds of silence, I used to just summarize. I used to only copy paste. I used to only quote. Since I just heard the professor's lecture, it's easy to say what they said. I noticed that it was harder to be calm. It was harder to be comfortable with slowing myself down, allowing 1 second of silence, or allowing myself a slower speaking rate in order to increase the quality of my topic development. So I know why you guys are doing it. In addition to the majority of teachers and tutors not telling you this high scoring advice, you also have the personal factor of what I used to have, not wanting there to be a second of silence. So we let that timer ticking away, ticking away, ticking away, and knowing that we're being recorded, we let those things pressure us into making low scoring decisions. The low scoring decision is to just repeat back what was heard, what we just heard. But the question does not say repeat back everything you heard. That's not what explain means. That's not what topic development means. I encourage you guys to listen to the answers I've given. On YouTube, there's a playlist for questions 3. You can see all of my answers that are available to you on questions 3. There's a separate playlist for questions 4. You should listen to my answers and challenge yourself. See if you can identify the about 20% when I'm explaining, when I'm not just limiting myself to copy and paste what the professor said, because that's not what the question asks us to do, nor is it what it means. See if you can identify the moments in my answers, about 20% of my 60-second answer, when I'm doing what the question says, describing it in more detail. So many of the people that have passed thank me for this very thing. Those of you who are never going to schedule meetings with me, but are learning from my videos, you can pass. You can pass just from this advice. You can get a higher score on topic development by developing the topic instead of just copying the topic, instead of just summarizing the topic. So many people have thanked me for this advice and attributed their 26 on speaking to this advice. They say, yeah, thank you, Aaron, for showing me that that's the right way to score higher. The person that I was taking classes with before you used to tell me something like, don't say anything that the professor didn't say. Don't add your own words. All you have to do is look up the definition of explain for yourself and look it up using at least 2 different dictionaries. That's how you know that the advice that somebody else has given you is wrong. Explain does not equal copy. It doesn't equal summarize. It doesn't equal paraphrase. Explain is its own unique thing that's harder to do, more deserving of an advanced score like 26 than those other things. The professor's lecture leaves space for you to score points. The professor's lectures are not the most efficient lectures that they could be on the topics. Instead, they're lectures that are made for a test, which means what's the difference, Aaron? Lectures that are made for a test, they do two things, at least two things differently than what they would be doing if they were trying to be the world's best lectures on those subjects. The two things that they do differently for a test are they include distracting information that you don't have time for with only a 60-second answer. The second thing that a test lecture does differently than a lecture trying to be the best that it could be is it leaves a space. It gives you an opportunity to score advanced points. For example, today I was reviewing a reading passage that was about marketing. Marketing, 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 marketing. The reading passage four times said the word marketing. It didn't say anything else, even three times. Marketing really stood out in this reading passage. And you know what? The reading passage and the professor's lecture never said the following words. It never said business or company or profit or money. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Listen to a lecture from a marketing class. And before that, the reading passage said marketing four times. Why wouldn't it say something like business or company or profit or money? Because it's a test lecture and it's leaving that opportunity for you to say those good things, for you to show that you're advanced, that you have the awareness to think about those things instead of just being a parrot, which I know your skills are better than, but unfortunately, other people have told you to just be a parrot. And that's why I'm showing more verifiable scores than they are. Verifiable. The test ID number is not blocked off. The test ID number is not erased. The name is fully visible. The name is not scratched off. This is an accomplishment, something that we're proud of. There's no room for it to possibly be faked with a program like Photoshop, or I'm sure AI can do it nowadays too. Verifiable passing scores. So that lecture on marketing and that reading passage on marketing didn't use the ideas that come with business, company, profit, and money because it's leaving that space, it's leaving that opportunity for the advanced speakers to say those things. I believe in your ability to say those things. That's why I encourage you to say things that the professor did not say. You told me you need 26, I'm speaking, an advanced score. Okay. Do you think it's advanced to simply copy and paste what somebody else has said? The first thing for you to make, the first decision for you to make is to think about that yourself instead of, unfortunately, blindly following the low scoring advice that you heard before me. You're saying that you're an advanced person, so you need to be thinking in an advanced way. You need to be thinking for yourself. If me showing the most verifiable passing scores isn't enough for you, then you need to be thinking for yourself and think, can a person really get an advanced score by simply copying and pasting what the professor said? Or does explain mean to do something else? All right. Okay, everybody. Best of luck to all test takers. Aaron at Speaking 26. TOEFLIBT.com.
Disclaimer. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and is presented at the individual's own risk. It is not intended to defame any entity or individual. Aaron and his guests make no representations or warranties of any kind, either express or implied, regarding the completeness or suitability of the information. The views expressed by Aaron and his guests are not affiliated with, approved by, or endorsed by any entity or organization, including, but not limited to, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, NABP, FPGEE, the Test of English as a Foreign Language, TOEFL, and Educational Testing Service, ETS.
The main purpose behind that video is to educate other students that everyone has their own way. Okay? But just go like stick with someone. Believe me, like the templates, maybe some people will get the 26 using templates, but it's not because they use the strict template, the templates as it is. It's because they developed their own fluency that could overcome the structure of that template.
A person that you can see and hear, the speaking templates are wrong. Because to get 26 on speak, and when you see somebody who did get 26 on speaking or above, and they tell you they use the speaking template, they did not get 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because of the speaking template. No, they got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking in spite of the limiting nature of the speaking template. They got 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking because their speaking fluency was so good, is so good, that it was able to overcome the limiting structure that is speaking templates.
I never got 26 using AI website.
Okay, but you did on the real test after meetings with me.
Yeah.
If you want to see more videos with people giving you their best advice on how they got their 26 on TOEFL IBT speaking, you can watch that YouTube playlist. It's connected to this video, and you can find it by searching for TOEFL IBT Speaking 26. You can also find it by going through speaking26.com. These are people who before were not getting 26 on TOEFL speaking and after did get 26 and pass their tests. I asked them, hey, can you give your best advice to people who are still taking the test? How did you go from not passing to passing?
When I read about the TOEFL exam, I didn't really think much of it. I just thought, okay, straightforward thing. It's an English exam. How difficult can it be?
The pharmacy board needs specifically 26 in speaking.
I used to change the template. Maybe this is more advanced, so I will use this the next exam, and I try to practice this for maybe a month or two to be able to master it, to say it without thinking. Every time I found myself getting maybe less score or the same score. It doesn't make any difference to just change the templates and use different introductory words. It didn't make any difference for me. Some of my friends advised me to start taking sessions with you.
This helped me in passing my TOEFL exam. Aaron helped me to pass and get 26.
Aaron, actually, any words will not be enough. But really, I'm very thankful.
26 in speaking, and I finally got it, and I'm so excited to get to the next step in my pharmacist license.
Look at my accent, look at people who got 26. So just surround yourself with people who motivate you.
Look, I passed. That bit that's missing is probably the most important bit to get you to 26.
Yes.
And that's the bit where Aaron, I felt, helped me realize where I was going wrong. And that bit where I was going wrong, I think it goes for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you speak English is your first language or not. That bit that was missing is something everyone really needs to understand in order to get that 26.
Once you are in the level that you need to become advanced in order to get the 26, you need to get rid of the templates.
Template will hinder your ability to deliver the question, because it shows that you are reading something, or you are not speaking, you are reading.
I was using completely different template or different way. I started to apply your way, and once I started to practice your way, oh, it's easy for me.
That was really good for me. It really helps me because with this in my mind, I could speak faster, and because I was confident.
It's challenging, but you know, after you pass it, the feeling of victory, it's worth it.
As English is my first language, I thought the speaking templates would be enough to get me the 26 that I needed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and I only scored a 23. Your lack of getting 26 is not due to your speaking ability. It has been due to your less than optimal strategy. Get rid of the training wheels.
The templates were like, oh my God, why did they create those templates?
Aaron, you are a big helpful for students like us. We need somebody to like stir revolution in our heart inside, give life to our conversation. And this will never happen through other sites, like they have exact traditional pattern, the template, first, second. For example, don't say, for example, the second time, for instance. Really? And like robot, I felt myself without life. I don't have the freedom to speak.
You don't have to worry that much about how can I mention 2 reasons with 2 details or 2 examples. It's too much for me. You help students to increase their fluency.
Instead of following that speaking template or any other speaking template, trust your fluency.
For the students who are taking with you, trust this guy. He's amazing. He will shift or improve your level as soon as possible.
Like just jump my score from 23 to 26, like this. How many hours I took with you? 5. Look at this. 5 hours in 2 weeks. I passed my test.
I was surprised that I passed after 5 sessions together.
I hope you keep inspiring and helping more pharmacists and more other students to achieve their goal and become a professional here in the United States.
If I had just, found you earlier.
For people who's really, they have concern and they need to do it very fast, go to the original, the source of help.
Go to Aaron. He's the guy. He was the guy for me. And hopefully he's the guy for you. And he'll set you straight. He'll tell you what you need to do to get that 26